Welcome back to Purgatory Club. This will be season 2, episode 5. We'll wait a little bit, but what's up, Paul? How's it going, man?
Oh man,
Been
it's
wanting to
going
talk to you for a
great.
little bit.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's going great. There's like so much going on right now. Um,
Yeah.
with our haunted thrift store, collabing with different, content creators, investigation groups, and just
hmm
putting on this great event coming up in September, man. Just so there's like a lot going on right now.
No, I feel you on
So,
that.
which is good,
So
which is good,
introduce
man.
yourself to the audience. So
So
what do
my
you
name
do
is Paul.
exactly?
So what I do, my name is Paul Perez. I am the owner and founder of Paranormal 24/7, as well as This and That Haunted Thrift Store and Museum, as you can see in the background right here.
Oh,
So
you're
we're
there
doing,
now.
yeah, we're doing live right here in the Haunted Museum. So,
Okay.
so as you can see in the background, there's you can see pretty much all the stuff right here. It's like a 360 all the way around of just over 250 items,
That's
So
really cool.
I am an ordained minister, ordained exorcist, demonologist, paranormal investigator, researcher. We help out spiritual families, so we do house cleansing, blessings, and so forth, man. Yeah, we do it all.
Really, that's amazing. So you've been to a lot of like places, like you've investigated a bunch of places, right?
Not so pretty much all our cases, like 99% of the cases are home related cases, actually.
Yeah.
So
That's what
yeah,
makes
I've
you
been
guys
to a lot
different
of
than like other people.
Yeah, so I deal more with you got a lot of other content creators, a lot of other paranormal groups that do like the Washu Club, different Penhurst and stuff like that, other facilities, asylums and things like that. But I focus more on really what I get called to is home spiritual cases that are dealing with entities or any kind of spiritual attachments or things like that.
No, that's really cool, man. It reminds me of like the Warrens, right?
Yeah, pretty much, man. It's like we're like the Warrens. Yes, you see, we got the museum like the Warrens. We've been called the Mexican Warrens, me and my wife. So, it's pretty much like the Warrens. Then we keep under
That's
everything
cool.
lock and key. We help just like the Warrens. We help out families. We attend to their needs that are and stuff like that.
That's really cool, man. So how big is your team? Is it like just like
Actually,
a family thing or
it's a family thing. First, it was my wife and my daughter, and then it kind of broke to me and my wife. So it's just basically like two of us. So it's just me and my wife.
really?
Yeah,
That's really cool. Yeah, I love
yeah,
your Instagram. You guys
appreciate it.
are killing it over there in Arizona, right?
No, we're actually in California. We're in the high desert.
California, really?
Yeah, we're in
What part of
California high
Cali?
desert. Yeah,
High desert. Okay.
yeah. So
That's
yeah,
really
man.
cool, man.
Yeah, so we're just killing it, man. Me and my wife, she's my light. She puts that. When I do exorcisms, when I do the most like the darkest stuff, when I get into that home or whatever we're dealing with, she's my light, man. She's like she puts that big old protection around and keeps me safe.
I love that. I love that. So are you guys
Yeah.
spiritual at all or religious at all?
So I grew up Catholic. Then with my first wife, they were in Christian, and now with my wife, we're just spiritual. We just say we're spiritual. So
hmm
there's no like really no religion background or anything. So we just kind of like covered on that spiritual era.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
like specific deity that you guys worship or anything like that.
So of course, number God, of course, Archangel Michael. We use them for all our majority of our cases, all our cases really. But we do Santa Muerte. So you can see
Okay.
she's right here. So we do follow as devotees to Santa Muerte.
Okay, that's cool. And you guys are Mexican. That's neat. I'm half Mexican, black and Mexican.
Right on, right on. Cool, cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Definitely.
That's cool. Let's say what's up to chat real quick. What's up, Miguel? Gutierrez and Valiant Thor. What's going on, guys? I don't have any mods today, so it's just gonna be you and I.
Oh, that's cool,
Oh, I
man.
meant
That's all good. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the chat right here. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining in. Appreciate you guys being
cool.
here.
I also meant to tell you before we hopped on here. Don't if they're it's YouTube, so if trolls come in here, like don't mind them. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
never
for
know how
sure.
many
Yeah,
people are gonna be
definitely,
in
bro.
these things. But yeah, man, it's cool. Like I'll tell you a little bit about me. Like 2 years ago, I was like a skeptic, right?
Hmm.
Didn't believe in any of these things. Didn't believe in ghosts. Always had a fascination for it. Like always.
Right.
Do I sound like I have an echo by chance?
No, you're perfectly clear. You're
Cool,
good.
cool. But yeah, I was always kind of like a skeptic, right? But then I would watch these videos with like ghost hunters and like YouTubers and people like that, you know?
Yeah.
And they're really cool people. Like you can reach out to them and you can like talk to them and you end up like befriending a bunch of them, right?
Yeah.
And so my skeptic as I'm like, okay, I'm getting to look behind the curtain a little bit. I'm gonna get to see what's really going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, there are hundreds of paranormal YouTubers out there. I'm like, if I'm like, and I'm friends with a lot of them. Like at this point for sure. I'm like, just waiting for the time to like kind of catch one, you know. But it's still
Yeah.
to this day it hasn't happened, and I'm just like, everybody can't be wrong.
Right, right, yeah, for sure, yeah. Well, it's fortunate enough I happen to capture a lot, man, and see a lot, just because the field that I'm in, as being an exorcist, of working with the already and doing 4 exorcisms. So
Hmm.
yeah, man, and some people don't even get to experience. I mean, even with devices, they'll go into some investigation place and use a device, and they'll never get to see how that device works because nothing will happen or see something, or experience. An operation or something in their home
And
or
that's definitely one of the things I definitely wanted to talk to you about was like devices and things like that. But first, I wanted to ask you: do you how do I put this? Oh, so I'll continue on to what I was saying. So
oh
I
yeah, yeah,
started
yeah.
off like
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
researching.
off, man,
No,
but
you're
yeah,
good.
yeah.
You're good. You're good. You're good. I got plenty of time. I started looking into like ghosts and stuff, and just kind of going down the rabbit hole and expecting to like catch someone slipping
Mhm.
around, like look, like you know what I mean. And it never happened. And so I'm like, okay, ghosts. And then the ghosts kind of led me to like mediums
Okay.
and like psychics, that kind of that world. And then I ended up befriending a bunch of witches and like psychics and mediums, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then it's the same thing, peeking behind the curtain and expecting to see that it's bullshit, but it was never, you know. It was the opposite. They were doing things that weren't humanly possible.
Right. Yeah,
It's like they're doing
yeah.
supernatural things, and they're just like, hey, look, you can believe me or I don't, like,
Yeah.
or, but I can do this. And it was just cool to see how they kind of carried themselves. Like
Right.
they weren't in it to like prove it to anybody. They were just doing it just to do it, you know? It's like a practice. That's why they call it a practice.
Right.
And
Exactly.
then, you know what I mean? And so it's been a really cool journey. Getting
Yeah,
to
definitely.
I call myself an occultist because I'm somebody that like studies everything. I study
Yeah.
everything like on the spirit side and
Hmm.
on the witchcraft side, and I'm in college right now. I'm studying it in
Nice.
college as well. So
That's awesome, man. That's great. It's kind of like the same thing as like, you said you're an occultist or you study everything. It's kind of like me as well. I like to learn about how every different religion works, how, what practices they use, rituals and things like that, from witches, pagans, and other, voodoo and hoodoo and stuff like that as well. You
it's
know,
crazy. I think it's all
it
connected. I think that's what really
is.
made it click for me is I saw that it was all connected, witchcraft and
Oh, yeah.
ghosts, because it's just a different people. It's all the same thing. People just call it different things. Like when you're on a paranormal investigation
Mhm.
and you're reaching out to spirit, that's like I forget the word right now, but it's like you're reaching out. That's like a form of witchcraft. Just people just call it different things.
Yeah, they call it conjuring or manifesting.
Conjuring, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the word.
yeah, for sure.
What's going on, Joshua? But yeah, it's I got to see that it wasn't bullshit, but it was kind of the contrary. Like, oh,
Right.
it's real, and if you get good at it, then you can. It's like a muscle. You can like do it
Mhm.
damn near on command. And I saw people like you saw the levels of it, you know.
Oh yeah, yep, that's for
But
sure.
you also I saw the humility in it, and the humbleness of the people that had it and that could do it. That
Yeah.
they weren't in it to like prove it to anybody, but they were just like it was almost like a party trick, you know. They're like, hey, look, I got this deity working through me, and he won't let me get burned. So I can
Mhm.
show you, and I can hold a lighter to my hand and for 2 minutes straight, and I won't get burned. Look, it's like a
Yeah.
party trick, but
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah, for sure.
they're not doing it to like impress anybody. They're doing it like for the love of it. So
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I kind of discovered that realm, and I've been in it since for about 2 years now. It's been pretty cool.
And we're still learning, right? We're still experiencing and learning different things every day, man. And I
Oh
think,
yeah, man, we're always going to be learning. I think.
yeah,
How do you
definitely.
feel about clairvoyancy? I believe everybody has it.
Oh yeah, I believe everybody has it. There is one medium when we did our documentary. She's like clairvoyant and all that and stuff like that, and she hit like stuff right on the spot. When she came in here. But yeah, I believe it a lot. Clairvoyancy and stuff like that. Actually, I was getting with her to try to work with me on the case. So, but yeah, definitely strongly believe deeply in clairvoyance.
Yeah, for sure, man. I believe everybody can do it. I only say that because I don't think I'm anybody special, but I'm like, if somebody like me can do it, anybody for real can
Anybody
do it.
can do it. You just gotta set your
You
mind
know?
to it, man, and just we all have a gift. We all have when that clairvoyancy, like you said, or that third eye. That everybody has that third eye. Of experiencing something paranormal. Some people experience it and then they close it, or they just never want to open it, and then they'll never experience anything. Or some people they're just afraid, and then they just like shut it off. You know.
Yeah. I totally get you on that, and I noticed it because I feel like I've always had the claircognizance where you
Mhm.
always you have this innate sense of like you just know certain things
Oh
before.
yeah.
Like you ever feel like you need to call somebody like they're in trouble, and then you call them and they're like the house is burning down, like thanks for
Yeah.
calling.
Yeah.
It's like that's claircognizance.
Oh
But
yeah.
recently, since I've been doing this thing called death magic lately. It sounds kind
Okay.
of crazy, but it's just spirit when they're trying to cross over.
Mhm.
A lot of them, I wouldn't say some of them, I would say a lot of them don't make it over. So a lot
Yeah.
of them get stuck in kind of purgatory.
Exactly.
That's why this is called Purgatory Club.
I love it. Mm.
So there's always, and spirit's always around us. And this is kind of my gnosis that I've kind of come up with. Spirit's always around us, and there's some that make it, and there's some that just kind of get stuck here, and they're just kind of in limbo here.
Yes.
That's what death magic is. You're just kind of not befriending, but just getting like used to like acknowledging the ones that are always in your space because they're going to be
Yeah.
there regardless. It's just
Oh yeah. No.
acknowledging them and you know
Hmm.
little things like that. But I noticed I've never had the gift of being able to see things like when people say I saw a ghost. I
Yeah.
was never that guy. I always wanted to be that guy. I can never hear things. I can never see things. I just never had those gifts.
Hmm.
But since I started getting on the spirit wavelengths of death magic and getting on that, like acknowledging spirit daily and making
Right.
it into my daily thing, now I'm seeing them. Now I'm like hearing them. I'm like, and like I have like long hair. So I'm often like, I'm tripping. I'm like, it's not my hair in my face,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
I
Right.
find myself putting my hair up and I'm like, I'm still seeing them, around my apartment and stuff like that. And it's really interesting to go from like full on skeptic to like making it a part of my daily thing.
Yes.
It's
Exactly.
really interesting.
It really is. It really is. Because we see it in our home a lot too, as well. And my wife would be sitting on her chair. I'll be sitting on the couch, and I'm like, "You saw that, right?" She's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." So
Hmm.
yeah, we get a lot of those. Passengers are those people that just pass spirits that just pass through. Sometimes they're dark, sometimes they're light, sometimes they're little kids. Sometimes we hear little girls giggling in our kitchen, and yeah, we're like, but we're used to it. We're just used to it. It's nothing dark or nothing heavy or crazy. It's just like they're just curious.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Discernment is a huge part of my practice. So that's why I do the same thing. Like all day long, I'm doing that. Like if I'm laying in bed and I see somebody walk by and
Hmm.
I'm the only one home, I'm
Yeah.
like, I take a note real quick. I'm like, what am I doing? What did I see? How tall was it? Things like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, of
And
course.
then I log it. And so literally through the last year, I've gotten like a log of like certain spirits that I know, like I can tell you each of their traits. So it's really cool just getting to know like each of them. But
Yeah,
it's
it really is.
also understanding the difference between like I'm a coffee drinker. Every morning I do the same thing. I get up, I make my coffee. But if I were to die tomorrow, my spirit, I'm sure somebody would see my ass going to the kitchen every day to make coffee
Make
just because
coffee, exactly
it's
right.
imprinted there, right?
Of
So
course,
that
because that's an everyday routine. That's something you did every day.
so
Yeah.
that's another part of the discernment is understanding, seeing, being like, okay, am I seeing, I forget the word for that as well. I think it's like not projection, something projection where like
Astro.
that is
Not astral travel or. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean by that projection one.
Yeah, so it's not like you're not seeing a ghost that has free will that can move around. You're
Hmm.
seeing like an imprint of something that
Right.
person, that energy that person did. He lives on this earth. He drank coffee every day. Of
Hmm.
course, you're gonna see him go to drink coffee. So that's another big part of my practice. But yeah, it was never something that I thought I saw myself doing. I never saw myself doing YouTube. I never saw myself studying the occult, like doing witchcraft and just making it like a normal thing, you know.
No,
But
I
here
agree
we
with
are,
you.
and
Yeah, I
it's really
agree with
cool.
you. Definitely, it really is. Just like you said, I never thought I'd see myself doing what I do now. You
Right.
know, growing up as a child, living my lifestyle. I just never, until I met my wife, because she grew up seeing it. Growing up, in the spiritual, you know, uh, having abilities to see these apparitions, but in actually human form, full figure. You know,
Yeah.
and but just like when we started talking and we got into this, and she's been in it a lot longer than I have, and it was just I just never thought I'd see myself doing this in a million years.
Exactly, and I think those make the best kind of investigators. I have a lot of friends that are investigators, and I've never been on, like, a proper, like, investigation. It's on my bucket list for sure. I wanna go to investigate because I live in Vegas. There's a bunch of places
Oh
here
yeah,
that you
there's.
can investigate, you know,
Hmm.
and in Arizona, like Utah and California. But yeah, that's definitely on my bucket list. I definitely wanna investigate, but the reason I started the podcast was because I found that love for the paranormal when I
Yes.
realized that it's not bullshit, and then I just wanted to kinda have, like, a little piece of it, you know? I didn't
Yeah.
even if I'm not out there investigating, just, be in the conversation, you know?
Yeah. Definitely.
And I'm like, "This will be my thing," so I just been doing it, and it's been pretty fun. You get to meet cool people like you. I've had filmmakers
Yeah.
on and authors, and I'm meeting people that I would have never met before, you know?
I hear you, man. It is really fun. It puts you in contact with so many great people, especially everybody in the paranormal field and stuff like that. It's been great. It's been great to work with a lot of people, uh, meet authors, producers. Um, so yeah, it's amazing, especially with the events that we hold and stuff like that. We get to have speakers, celebrity speakers come out, so we get to meet them that way, and then interact with them and just work with and collab with them, on things, on investigations, on shows, podcasts, different things, man. It's all about networking.
Are you guys gonna travel? Because I know in Vegas here in March, I'm trying to get tickets because I know CrimeCon is gonna be here in Vegas, but they also
Okay.
on a lot of like, I have a paranormal podcast, but I can, like, dip into true crime and vice versa. True crime, and
Right.
they'll do,
Okay.
you know? So, like, I wanna go to, like, things like that. So, do you ever, like, travel?
Oh yeah, yeah. We travel. We were supposed to go back to Tombstone actually this coming month, but the guy never got back to me. We've been out there a few times to investigate the Wat Tarbell, which is now the Undertaker's Espresso Cafe. And man,
Mhm.
there's some great stuff there. We caught a lot of great stuff. But we were supposed to go to, I think it's called Campbell and Hatch, where
Yeah.
Virgil got shot at the on the pool table right there. So
Mhm.
we're just waiting for them to reach back to us to go back there. So we've been out there a couple of times to investigate, but we're trying to really look forward to going to Europe and do the catacombs and investigate out there and stuff like that,
That
man.
would be really cool.
Yeah. So that would be
So much
really great.
energy from all those bones. It's millions
So
of bones, millions.
yeah, definitely. And I always wanted to go to the Vatican. I want to go to the Vatican. I was thinking about maybe like writing them, sending them a letter or something like that, saying, "Hey, this is what I do. This is what maybe they'll
Certain
invite me to
places,
come
the
out."
energy
Yeah,
there
maybe
has
they'll
just got
come
to
out and let
be
me invite me, man. So
incredible.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that. So that's on the
Yeah,
bucket
that's
list.
gotta be crazy. The Vatican
Yeah.
would be such a cool vlog. That would be cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I've been out to Europe. I went to Paris. I've been out to Europe and stuff like that. But I wasn't even thinking about parent doing investigations, and stuff like
Right?
that. I just went out. We just went out for vacation and got to see some spots and things like that. So
That's cool. Yeah, I went out to San Francisco last summer and I was like I went to Alcatraz and I never thought about the ghost that might be here. I'm like, dang, why wasn't I like, why wasn't
Why
I
are we
like here?
prepared for it? Why are we prepared, and bring devices or anything like that? We're like, no, but
Exactly. And now I literally walk around with an EVP recorder everywhere. It's
yeah, it's
hilarious.
perfect. I got my little kit.
hmm
We're going into other thrift stores or anywhere where we're like, where are we going? And I'm like, okay, got the K2, I got some cat balls, I got the EMF reader, and then we'll just like cruise around in the thrift store and be like, hey, can we set this up? Is your place haunted? That's the first thing I ask. Is your place haunted?
Uh-oh, did I get frozen?
It totally like blacked out.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you're back. You're
What was
back
I
now.
saying? What was the last
Uh,
thing that I was saying? I'm sorry.
we were talking about the Europe, the catacombs, and
Uh-huh.
going to the Vatican. So
Yeah, the Vatican, yeah, certain places like that, the energy's gotta be crazy. Like, I'm
yeah,
not even
yeah,
I
definitely.
grew up Catholic and I've been Catholic my whole life, and
Oh,
there's still
nice.
a lot of good things about it, Like, there's no,
Okay.
like, hard feelings about it or anything, and you do
Yeah.
learn a lot about demons and stuff, like, they're the one
Oh,
religion
yeah.
that acknowledges it.
Yeah.
I love Catholics, but that place has gotta be insane, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, I hope I get invited out there, and hopefully I get to make it out there. I'm keeping fingers crossed. So that'll be something on the bucket list, definitely for sure.
Speaking of devices too, what are your favorite devices?
Oh man, I mean, we use everything from the spirit portal, REM pods, cat balls, K2s, EMFs, the tripwire. We got to investigate with this really cool YouTube influencer, Michelle from SoCal Spirit Seekers. She brought this. I think it's from Ghost Stop. It's called
Mm.
the Hydro Web.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was really active here. We just did an investigation with her just 2 nights ago, and she brought some really cool advice. So using that was really cool. I got to pick me up one of those. And what else? Sometimes our phones, are recording. We get a lot of EVPs. Um,
What about Spirit Talker?
Spirit Talker, yeah, my wife likes to use Spirit Talker a lot. We get a lot of good hits with that. I actually just downloaded it, so
You know how
but she
how
uses it
I
all the time.
calibrate it?
I'm sorry.
You know how I calibrate it, Spirit Talker? Because
No.
you know how when you first turn it on, it'll always just spit out like random words or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I'll just hold up like random like I'll be like, okay, tell me how many, and then I won't ask another question until it gives me the
Ah,
right number.
right.
That's how I kind of calibrate it, and then I'm
Well,
like, okay,
I'm gonna try that tonight.
yeah, it takes a little bit, but one Spirit, like you'll kind of get the head nod, like, okay, I see you, and then that's
Okay,
when it's good to go.
sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna try. We're gonna try that tonight because, like I said, we're here at the thrift store tonight. We're here in the museum, and so once we're done here, I'm gonna like, hey babe, let's try this, you know, method
That's
right
cool.
here.
So when you guys are investigating, are you recording it? Are you making it like a YouTube channel? Is it like a YouTube video? Like how you watch like paranormal
Uh,
investigations? Is it like a live stream? How does that go?
is it? Are you talking about like our investigations here at the shop with other influencers and content creators, or our
Yeah,
personal investigations?
or any, just in general.
Well,
Like when you go to
personal
shoot like an
house
investigation.
investigations, we don't post anything just because of the respect and privacy of the clients, the home, and what's happening
Yeah,
there. Just in case, if it is something demonic, poltergeist has kids involved. We do record, but we keep that in personal records and documents, just in case if something does happen, we are covered ourselves,
right,
just in case they try to sue us or say, we caused something to happen and things like that. We have backup through audio, video waivers and things and stuff like that. And we make them sign, we have them sign stuff, and we have them fill out like a investigation report before, we go to the home.
that's really cool.
But
That's interesting.
yeah, but as far as the shop, we do personally do our own stuff. We post it on YouTube. My wife posts it on TikTok. We do Instagram a lot. I do Instagram a lot. The influencers, the YouTubers and content creators and other paranormal groups that come, they're more than welcome to post it on their YouTube channel, TikTok, and things like that as well.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, because I was gonna ask if I was ever to come to Cali and we were to do something, that would be cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. You guys are more than welcome to do whatever you want. Post it on any of your guys' social media. Come out and investigate. Yeah, definitely, man. Well, we hopefully we can be your first spot that when you come out to Cali, man. And
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
telling you, I've never done an investigation, so it's just kinda like that's where I wanna pop my cherry. That's too
for
cool.
sure, man. For sure.
Yeah, man, that's and I also saw that you guys selling coffee, like, what's that
So we
about?
have our own coffee line, which is Paranormal 24/7. So we do have our own coffee line. We got teas. You can find it on our website, paranormal247.com. Also, as well as we sell it in store.
And I was thinking, I was looking through your stuff earlier, and I was like, "That's really cool." Because what do you need on an investigation? You need, like,
Coffee,
coffee or you yeah.
coffee, man. Yeah,
That's really
those
cool.
times we even got it brewing here. So the customer's got to try. You got to if you're gonna buy something, you got to know what it tastes like, and stuff like that. You're not just gonna buy it and then it tastes like crap. So we offer it free to our customers. We do giveaways and stuff like that. And so yeah, we got to have coffee, man. We've been on those late nights when we got our team members yawning over there in the corner or falling asleep and their heads nodding
Yeah.
on the chairs. They're like, oh, hold on, here's a
2,
cup
3
of
in the
coffee.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man, I like what you guys are doing. It's really refreshing, I think. That's why
Thank
I
you,
wanted to
thank
talk
you.
to you. It's really refreshing, seeing
Appreciate
what you
it.
guys are doing and everything in the space. Because the space is really interesting, right? Because it's the one space where everything is kinda, like, weird and spooky and, like, it's different, right?
It's
It's not like a
different,
car
man. It
community or, like, a painting community or, like, you know?
yes,
It's different.
it is, and that's one thing about our spot. It's different. It's not like any other thrift store. It's not like your average Goodwill, your Angel View, or Revivals. We're a thrift store where you come and experience some great shopping, but at the same time, paranormal.
Right.
So people come in, they see our window, they're taking pictures, they're like, "Oh my God, this thrift store is haunted. What makes it haunted?" And so we explain to them. People come in, they have experiences, which is different. People, pull up to the driveway, they take off. They don't even want to come in. There's people that even go to the door and won't even cross that threshold.
Yeah.
So yeah, is this very special? This is a very special place, and this makes it so much different from like any other thrift store. But at the same time, we try to keep it safe for people, and everybody to have a good time and come and experience something. We cleanse all the time. We cleanse the space, because the energy shifts all the time, just because the
Mhm.
fact that there's just so much in here from different vendors from all over the world. There's just so much energy in here. The people that come in here that bring the energy. So yeah, we definitely got to cleanse all the
What do
time.
you cleanse with?
We use Palo Santo. We use Popo. We don't use sage, but we use frankincense.
Why do
Frankincense.
you not use sage?
We after it being used for so long, they're like immune to it, these entities and things and stuff like that. Sometimes it pisses them off, you know?
I'll tell you, you want me to tell you the reason why I don't use sage? What I've
Yeah.
found with it, I'm glad you said Palo Santo because there's so many other things that you could use to cleanse other than
Oh, yeah.
sage,
Oh, yeah.
right? I feel like sage is kinda like I feel like it clears everything out of the room. So the good and the bad, you're gonna
Hmm.
clear everything out of the room. And so
Yeah.
that's why you feel that they're kind of pissed off because maybe it's the good spirits like, damn, I'm getting kicked out every time, Damn, I gotta
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
back.
No, I agree.
I've
Yeah.
noticed that too. I
Yeah.
have.
So,
So yeah, I'm glad.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, like when Palo Santo is like that good energy, that pine, the rosemary, the lavender, and stuff like that. So, we're keeping the good with all that stuff, right? But then the bad don't like the good, so they're kind of like pushing away from it because they don't like it, because
Mhm.
it's bringing that good positive energy, that good positive scent into that room, So it's like they're allergic to it, so they.
And I wouldn't even necessarily say that it's a lot of the time it's really bad. I feel like
Mhm.
spirit or not spirit or sometimes spirit, but mostly like entity or deity.
Yeah.
I feel like they have ego almost because like
Hmm.
you said, if they're getting pushed out of the room, they're like, "Who the fuck is trying to push me out of the room?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's like, "I'm gonna make you go before me." Like,
Right.
it's just this kinda scuffle that happens, I feel like,
Right.
you
Of
know?
course. Yeah. Definitely.
And I
Yeah.
feel like they have an ego or something that's just kinda
Oh yeah.
making them, be like, "I'm stronger than you, so I don't gotta go first. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
make it tough for them to kick me out of here." And I feel like that's
Right.
why
You're gonna,
we sense frustrations and things like that.
oh yeah. Yeah. For sure. Definitely. They're like, you're gonna need something more stronger than that to get rid of me, right?
Yeah, there definitely are dark and, like, bad spirit and bad and like, energies out there, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What's
There
the
is.
bad experiences that you've had?
My bad experience. Well, I was actually possessed. So I had somebody help me. My wife reached out for somebody to help me. So I'm in the process of writing a book called The Exorcist and the Demonic. So pretty much it just takes form of my life from when I was possessed to now being the exorcist. Um, but to
That's
go back,
crazy.
going back to was I would say I don't remember a lot from when I was possessed, but I know because I wanted to kill my family, murder my family, and she was on the verge to leaving me. So, but I would say like my exorcism, my first one that I did, that was pretty tense and pretty wild. And going home and when I got home, I opened up the fridge to get something to drink, and then I have cupboards on top, bottom, and then along the side where the sink is, and I hear from the right side of me, from the laundry room area, I hear, "So you're the one they call the exorcist?" And I replied back, "Yes, I am." And then all my cupboards opened up in the house.
Wow.
And then from that day, I had from that day on, I had a demonic and possession dream every single night.
Really?
Yeah, and then from one of the other cases, I ended up having a heart attack from it. From
How
that,
long would you say you were possessed for?
how long? I think it was about a year.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, it was about a year until we
How
came.
did you feel throughout that year?
Oh man, violent, angry, just hated the world, man. Just didn't
When
care
was
about
this?
nothing.
Can I ask how old were you when this happened?
Um, I'm 46, so I was what 40, 46. A little bit before that. I would say 40, going on 40, 45, 43. Like no, wait, 40. So about a year. I would say about a year and a half ago because with everything and stuff like that, and then finding the house. So I'm
Oh,
46.
so it's recently.
That was recently. Yeah, yeah, that was
Wow,
yeah.
that's
So
crazy.
yeah, man. So it was pretty wild.
That's crazy. And how were you in your life at that point? Like, was there any drugs or, like, alcohol or
No,
anything, like,
no, no,
crazy like that?
no. Well, before, yeah, there was alcohol, but never like no drugs or anything like that.
Okay, yeah. That's
Yeah, but
crazy.
yeah, it was bad, man. It was really, really bad.
And you know what's crazy? So I actually did go down, like, an exorcist and, like, a demon, like, rabbit hole,
Hmm.
like, maybe, like, 6 months ago, and just kinda watched because exorcists nowadays, they're like how you are, like, you're a public figure, like, you're in the people can find you, you know what I mean, and, like, request
Yeah,
your services. So,
yeah.
we're in 2026, a lot of exorcists nowadays are like this, they're going on podcasts and things like
Mm,
that? So, I went down the rabbit hole and I saw that's why I asked those questions, because I'm like, is there, like, certain things in your life that's going on? And a lot of the things that I found when I was doing the research back then was like, yeah, things were going on in my life, and it was a rough patch, and then it was kinda like whatever got you when you were vulnerable. You never
yeah.
hear about people getting possessed when things are going great,
Right.
because
Right.
you have your shields up, your walls up, your protection wards are up just more when you're thriving. I don't know why that is, but it's just the pattern that you can kinda see.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
that's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
3 years ago is crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was wild. And my wife reached out to somebody on TikTok, and he was a great guy and stuff like that. And they tricked me like so the thing was they're like, hey, get him to the shop, pretend that we're doing something. She was on like a live with him, not a live, I'm sorry, on the video call with him. And as I was going through the store and stuff like that, secret behind my back or secretly or however they were doing, performing that exorcism on me while I'm there. Like she would point the phone towards, and I wasn't paying no attention. I didn't know what the heck she was
Mhm.
doing. I was just, I don't know why we were here, but at the time she was doing that, and it worked. And I,
That's crazy.
uh,
And how are you nowadays? You seem to be
oh,
in
I'm
a
great,
much
man.
better
I'm
spot in your
great.
life, and you're thriving, and I love to see
I'm
that.
yeah, I'm doing great, man. I'm glad. I want to help people. Everything that I experience and doing what I'm doing, I just want to help people and help people understand and keep studying this stuff and keep doing what I'm doing, and I love it. And I don't think there's anything that's gonna stop me. No demon, entity, spirit, and stuff like that. So
You
I'm just
wanna
gonna.
know you wanna know another funny kinda correlation that I'm picking up on? And this is kinda it just proves that what you went through is what you went through. Like, there ain't no way around it because you ever see when, like, people get out of prison and
Yeah,
they go to, like, schools and they just wanna help people, like, not end up, like or just help them out in any way that they can.
right, right.
You're doing the same thing just with like, you got fucking possessed, so now you're just like, "I wanna educate as many people," and your mission is crazy, so that's why I'm saying it literally
Yeah,
proves that what you went through is not bullshit because it's
right.
like, you're doing it for the right reasons, like, in witchcraft and in magic, the intent is everything, so that's what I look for when I'm looking through bullshit and trying to, like I'm like,
Yeah,
"What's the intent?"
right,
That's how you
right.
kinda weed through it, and
Oh, of
I
course,
love that
yeah,
your intent is pure and is genuine.
yeah, man. I mean, I've been through so much, man, and my thing is, like I just want to help people, and everything that I went through and stuff like that, I just want to give back and do God's work and keep pushing forward. Even dealing with energy going to people's houses and dealing with paranormal stuff and like I had a heart attack and from it I was working at this one house and there was this I think I got it because there was this witch lady and she was just bad. And I ended up remodeling her home because they kind of like evicted her, I mean, this lady had the pentagram on her floor, a Ouija board on the wall, and stuff like that. So I got to be the one to remodel it. So I'm like, what the heck? And she was just dealing with some dark, dark stuff. So I go
Mhm.
in, I'm remodeling, but I'm not paying attention.
That's
So
hilarious.
right? So I'm like deep, getting these, chest pains, deep breath, but I'm going, and all of a sudden I'm doing these floors, and I'm thinking I'm rushing because I feel like I got to get it done so quick, right? Because of the timeline. But no, it was just that energy in that home. And when I was just doing the floors, I got up and I was like, oh shoot, chest started caving in, got that pain. I started getting all sweaty. And then I finished up. I just I didn't go to the hospital. I just felt I knew I was having a heart attack. And
Wow, so you had a heart attack after leaving the witch's house.
yeah, and
That's so the energy was that crazy.
the
So
energy
people
was
say the
that
same thing when
crazy.
they leave my house because I have like wards and I have like and every like when the TV's off, it's a black mirror. When the I have
Mhm.
like a black stove, so every like black mirror, I have like sigils and wards, and my house is fucking. It's a fortress. So people tell me the same thing. They're like, dude, the energy is wild, and
It's
I'm like, so I'm like, you had a fucking heart attack because
yeah.
the witch's house was
Because
crazy.
that witch's house had I mean,
I
I
don't
don't
mean to
know,
laugh,
like
but that's
she's like did
crazy.
something to that house for whoever who stepped foot into it next. But man, it was just wild. So that I get to the shop here, and I'm just sitting in the truck, just going like that, just trying to relax, drink some water. I didn't pop no Bayer or anything like aspirin or nothing. And then I get inside, I'm drinking water, eat a little bit of something, and I'm just like every way I go, my chest is just like caved in. It's just like someone's sitting on it. But never went to the doctor or anything. I knew it was just a heart attack, but I just didn't go to the doctor. I didn't go to the hospital or nothing. I'm like, after a while, it just went away, just went away, and I was like, what the heck, man? But dealing with all doing what I'm doing, I'm still gonna help, man. Like no matter what, if somebody calls me, no matter what the case is, I'm gonna be right there and help these families.
That's so cool. What are your thoughts on witchcraft?
Uh, I mean, witchcraft. I mean, there's just so much that out there. I mean, as long as they don't bring it to me, I know it. We get, I mean, especially us, we get targeted all the time because in our area, we do a lot of our work for free. we don't charge. So a lot of other places do charge, and I think they get mad and they get pissed off because we give out candles, we give out Palo Santo, we give out the sage, we give out the stuff for free. And we have people come and leave like crystals here. We have people come and leave like a necklace that I found in the bathroom, like with a penny.
Why would they get upset though?
Because it's like we're taking a like their business, because we're like we do it for free, and of course they're going to come to us, right? Because we're doing our services for free, and then it takes away from them because they charge. They charge for their services, so no one's going to go to them because they're like, well, I'm going to call this place up, and how much do you charge to come and clear my house? Well, it's going to be like $500 to come and do a blessing or clearing of your home. Well, let me go to this and that, and then talk to these people. They're like, hey, look, I got this going on, I got that going on. What do you recommend? Well, we just like, well, here, use this, use that, use that. We can come to your house. We'll do this clearing. We'll do a blessing on your home, your family. Well, how much do you charge this first thing? We don't charge. We do it for free.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, yeah. So we get a lot of haters out there, man. Other like spiritual.
Yeah, the haters are
like,
definitely a part of the game, but
yeah,
you just got to kind of deal
it
with
just
them,
all comes
man.
along with it, man. I mean, but witchcraft, I mean, it don't bother me. They do their own thing. If someone does deeply into witchcraft or someone's into satanic stuff, man, and their grandma came to me and says, "Hey, Paul, my son's into satanic stuff, and he needs help. I'm gonna go help him." You know, so I know it don't bother me. You know, people that are into satanic stuff, and if they need help, they need help, man. I'm gonna be there. People that are into witchcraft. I mean, as long as they know what they're doing. I mean, I don't know. Everybody has their own intentions of, why they do
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I think we have similar kind of missions. Like your goal is to educate, right? My
My
kind of
goal is
goal
to
is to
educate,
educate.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of my goal is to educate and like people that don't know much about witchcraft.
Right.
Like
And then
do you know the pentagram, right?
yeah.
People automatically will correlate that with evil or like a bad energy or something, but it's literally like spirit on top,
Well, I have it
and then
right
it's
here on my
earth, wind,
chest. I
air,
have it
fire.
tattooed right here.
Yeah, exactly.
So by
So
Santa
it's like,
Muerte, yeah. So I have a tattoo of the pentagram right here. But my Santa Muerte, she sits dead center in the middle of it because my protection.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's all in the intent. It's all
It's all
in
in the
what it
intent.
means to you. It's all
Right.
in what it
Exactly.
means to you. That's what magic is.
That's what
It's all
magic
in what
is,
it
man.
means to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's
I
a
don't
lot of
think it's anything
witchcraft.
bad or evil or anything like that. Like,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know
for
what I
sure, for
mean?
sure, yeah, man, definitely, yeah. I mean, everybody has their own, forms of magic, witchcraft, voodoo, hoodoo, and a lot of people use it for the wrong reasons, and a lot of people use it for the right reasons.
Yeah,
You know,
for
it's
sure.
all and like you said, all the intentions and intent what you put into it and how you do use it.
It's just been interesting to me because since I got in the space, I would say I've been in the paranormal podcast space because I talk a lot about ghosts on my show
Mm-hmm.
because I have a lot of friends that are like investigators. So I'm like, we talk about ghosts and things like that. But I would also say like the occult, like witchcraft space. And I'm like, it's just so surprising to me. I thought, again, I've had these like expectations and things like that. And it just kind of
Right.
showed me that I shouldn't have those like preconceived notions about things. You never know how things are until you experience them yourself,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So when I got to experience it myself, I'm like, dang, like it's not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I never saw myself like doing fucking witchcraft. Like that shit sounds crazy. But
Right.
but it's like it just kind of makes you like again, I study it.
Yeah.
So like Jesus is like a deity, right?
Yeah.
Anybody like there's so many different there are millions of deities. It's just people pick who they want to pick.
Exactly. Exactly. Definitely.
But when you have discernment and you feel a certain deity walk in a room, it's different. It changed my paradigm because I'm like, okay, it's one thing to like talk about these things, but it's another to like experience it,
Experience it. Yes.
right?
Of course.
Because
Definitely.
the theory of like you're going to buy a new car, you go to get this bright yellow fucking Mustang, right? And now you're on the road and now all you see is bright yellow Mustangs.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
That's
It's
the
the
same
same
thing, bro.
exact thing.
Yeah.
Once you put yourself on wavelength with spirit, you're gonna start seeing correlations. And it just proves itself every single time. And it's
It,
it's
it
it's
does.
crazy.
It does. Definitely.
It's so interesting. Yeah, I love talking about spirit, man. It's cool.
I do. Yeah, it is cool, and we learn a lot from it. So yeah, I'm on that same page with you, man. Definitely love
I
talking
love
about
it.
this stuff for sure.
Yeah, I'd love to go investigating someplace, but I don't know. I'd have no idea where.
Man, if you ever come out in California, man, you're always welcome here, man. I mean, if you want to, make this your first spot, that'd be cool, man. If not, if you have a place in Vegas, I would love to come out in Vegas and investigate with you,
That'd be
man. We can
cool.
get together and go find a place.
Yeah, man, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I don't know when the
definitely.
next time I'm gonna be out in Cali, but
Oh, you know what too? You know what's a great place? Al Cortez is doing a lot of a little package deal right now. I guess it's like $25 or something like that. You can investigate the Al Cortez, and you get to
really,
use their devices. They'll have devices for you to use, or you can bring your own, um, and go to like the hallways. I guess some rooms and go and investigate.
that's really cool. I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places out there that are. I mean, there's some cases, that people that I ran into, some houses, that I was supposed to go out there and help, and they reach out to you, and then they talk to you over the phone or video call and things like that. And then when it's time for you to come out there and like, okay, and they disappear, So I
Hmm.
never really got the chance to go work on those house cases. It was just more phone conversation, video call, and stuff like that. And then all of
Right.
a sudden, once they hear what they want to hear or how, you know, what homework we give them to use and stuff like that with candles or Palo Santo and things like that, they'll go by and then all of a sudden you never hear from them again. Either it worked or they moved or something.
But that's better than the other way around. See, I love
Yeah,
that. I
yeah,
love your perspective, right? Because I feel like that's such an issue with in the paranormal, like ghost hunters nowadays. They
mhm.
go to a house, they stir shit up, and then they leave, and then they, like you said, the homeowner won't hear from the investigator for
For a
forever.
long
Like,
time, forever,
but it's
or a
good
long
that
time.
it's the other way around with you. You don't hear from them. That means
I don't
it
hear from
worked.
them.
Everything's
Yeah,
good. It's gravy.
yeah.
I'd much
And
rather it
I
be like
always
that.
follow. We always follow up.
And that's
You know,
important.
it is important because dealing with the case now that we're doing, it's like being brought up to speed with the case, what's going on. Of course, there's another person that's working on the case, so it's kind of hard for two people to give that one client homework of mine, and then they give them homework of theirs of what to do. So now you got this mixture of like, well, who do I do? Or do I do this one? Do I do that one? And then you follow up with the client, and I'm reaching out to them like, how's the night going? How's this person doing? What's going on? And with me, I'm like, okay, I need to know what time this is happening, what is going on during the day, what's happening at night, what's going on, what's being around the family, what are you guys doing? So I'm the opposite from this other person right now, what they're doing. So it's kind of like frustrating. uh, but I'm always reaching back to the client. It's always reaching back to the client, making sure that, okay, even after we take care of the case, after we get rid of whatever's there, and bring that family back to that home, because it's all about love, especially in a home. you know you got to bring that love of the family together. You got to make it that home. The person that's living in that home has so much power and authority to cast out and get rid of anything in their home, right? Through family, the relationship, the bond of the family. So after that, we deal with cases. Hey, how's it going, guys? Paul, everything's going great. We're so much happier now. So and so is coming out of the room. We're a family again. Everybody's happy. That's what I love to hear. That's what. But at the same time, they got to keep doing and keep up with their spiritual homework.
I
Say
think the
no.
upkeep is more important than the actual investigation. Like you might
Yeah,
as well have not have done it if you don't do the aftercare. You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
crazy.
It is. It is because now they are affected by it. They already got tainted by whatever was there. Now they got to keep it away. Now they got to keep those prayers, everyday cleansings, things and stuff like that. Protection and stuff like that. Because I can go in there and go do my part and get rid of it and do, put, protection on all four corners of the home, bless the house, um, and all that stuff, and start, do the cleansing from the back to the front and bless and cleanse the family. But now they got to do their part, they got to keep it up.
Yeah, for sure. That's super important. I love that you said that because this is like if you just think about things, if you break something and then you go to put it back together, it's not going to be the same as it were
Yeah,
originally.
it's not.
You've got to do the aftercare. You've got to maintain it. You've got to take care of things, especially
Mhm.
if it's us and we're the ones being targeted. Like we're the ones being
Yeah.
attached and, things like that. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it is, man. Just like after the fact, I got to cleanse myself. I got to heal because if I'm not fully healed, how can I go help the next family? And stuff like that. How can I heal them if I'm not fully healed? So definitely doing their part, doing my part. I got to, take care of that.
What are
And
your
so
thoughts on demons?
demons, oh man, I mean, I had my fair share of demons, man. I seen some demons, dealt with demons from exorcisms. Um, Encountered them from Beelzebub to Lucifer, man, to a Modus, and I mean, they try, being an exorcist, man. I'm always getting attacked all the time. Especially here in our shop. Here in our shop, we deal with this one. We deal with Beelzebub all the time here in our shop. He always comes through the spirit talker. We had him come through the obelisk. We had him come through. We get that rotten flesh smell.
Yeah.
And he's the Lord of the Flies. So we always catch a fly and a couple flies from time to time during our investigation, or we're just here. So man, I had a couple encounters with them before. So I believe in demons. I believe they're out there.
I
I
definitely believe in demons.
Yeah. So
So
yeah.
it's so interesting that I'm talking to you because you're kind of like on the side of like you're like the spiritual warrior. That's why they look at you and they like, you know what I mean? They kind of mean mug you when they walk in the room or when you walk in the room. It's like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like they're sizing you up and you're sizing them up.
Right.
That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
That's interesting. So I don't work. I'm not. So I do witchcraft and stuff, but I don't.
uh,
I don't work with any deities. I don't work with a specific like. You know what I mean? I just do like chaos magic and death magic. So I'm working with
right.
spirit. I'm not working with like, not worshiping the devil or anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
But it's interesting that but I do come into contact with them. So it's interesting my way of coming in contact with them and versus your way of coming in contact
Yeah.
with them. It's funny.
Yeah. My way of coming in contact with this is because I'm trying to banish them. Get rid of them. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
You're like
yeah.
police. You're like the police coming through, like kicking the people off the property. Like you gotta go.
You guys got to go. Sometimes they put up a fight, but hey, they
Yeah,
got to go. They're not here to stay. So,
hmm
but yeah,
that's
so
interesting.
there's times, most of the majority of the time they leave, but sometimes
Hmm
they get stubborn and want to put up a fight. You know, they'll make me feel weak or put anxiety and try to put fear into me and stuff like that. And
Yeah, but that's what they're gonna do. They
but
don't
that's
have
what they're
any
gonna
actual
do.
power over you.
Right, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna
They've
try.
never walked this earth in physical human form, and they envy the shit out of us for that.
Yeah, that is true. That is
You
true. So
know.
yeah, definitely,
So
man.
they want us to feel all these different things that they think they don't know what would make us hurt.
Right.
You know what would
They know
make you
what would
hurt,
make me hurt.
and I know what would make me hurt. But like,
Right.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Oh, it is for sure. That's why I carry this with me all the time, everywhere. My holy water. As you see, I'm in the haunting museum. I got this exorcism holy water that I prepared. That I bless. I give away all the time and stuff like that. But I carry this with me wherever I go, and I'm refilling
Hmm
this constantly every single day, all the time, 24/7. Man, this don't leave my sight. This don't leave my sight. So I'm always, whenever I feel some kind of change in my body or attitude or anger or anything, I just do that. So,
yeah.
and I'm back. So,
The holy water, is that the same stuff as the oil that in the church would they put on you if you're having like if you caught the Holy Ghost or
no,
something?
it's different. It's different. Yeah,
It's different. Okay.
yeah, yeah. It is
Yeah,
different.
I've been in church and I've seen like the white business lady that got Starbucks when she walked in there. She looked completely normal.
Right,
I've been in church and seen that lady full on get possessed. So I know that they're real. Cause I'm like, that lady doesn't speak fucking Latin.
right.
And she's a
Yeah.
Karen. She's a Karen, like actually a Karen. She doesn't speak Latin. She doesn't speak in
Oh yeah.
tongues. Like something got her. And it was the whole thing. The priest had to go and put his hand on her. He did the thing with the oil, and it was crazy. I've seen it happen a couple times in Catholic Church. I'm just like, I know these people aren't crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was just one of my like. I was working with this one guy. Actually, he was from where was he from? Singapore, and he was an exorcist in Singapore. And we came across each other on social media on Facebook, and we started talking, and he started talking about exorcisms. So I started, listening to him, learning some stuff and things like that. But his way of exorcisms was wild through
How
chants,
was it different?
like just like I guess like with Singapore, like with chants and rituals, how they do their stuff. And in their language and stuff like that, and different from like any like Catholic Bible or anything like in Christian stuff like that. So he's like, yeah, Paul, you got to do these chants, and this is how you get rid of these demons and all kinds of stuff. So he'll send me like these audio messages of these chants, and I'll play them and stuff like that. And I'm like, so I used one, and it worked on a case. So I was like, oh wow. So then he had this one case in Canada. And then I took over that case because he couldn't get rid of what the lady was dealing with. And she actually got possessed. Well, she claimed that she was being possessed by Lucifer. And so as I took over the case, I started talking to her. And next thing, she like disappeared from Facebook. And with me, when people come to me, I'll go on their social media, see what they're into, see what they're about, what they dabble in, see how their family and stuff like that, stuff like that. So I looked, and she had books about demons and witchcraft and all kinds of stuff, right? And saying she claimed she was a tarot reader, a psychic medium. So then, after getting to know her and working with her, I get a phone call, and I was like, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" And she's sitting down, just wearing this white gown, and I'm like, "Hey." I'm like, what the heck? So there's this doctor that comes in saying, do you feel like hurting yourself or anybody else? She's like, no. And then she's like, oh, is it okay if he's on the phone? And they're like, yeah. And I called her by her name, and I said, are you in a mental hospital? And she's like, yeah. I was like, what the? I already knew it, but I was like, I needed her to confirm that. So I told her what happened. So she's like, well, I was in the middle of the street, and I started choking myself. But she goes, it was Lucifer choking me. So somebody called the cops. Somebody said something. She ended up in this mental home. And all of a sudden, like, we see things on movies like The Exorcist, and things are, they levitate or twist, do this 360, the head turn, vomit, and things like that, right? But, so, that's movies, but how does one really know unless you experience it, right? So she's sitting on her bed, and she has this notebook, and she's just drawing a circle, drawing a circle, drawing a circle, drawing a circle. I'm like, what's she doing? So she got her phone. They finally gave her a pen and paper at the time, and she's just drawing a circle, and all of a sudden she started getting this heaviness on her chest, and she couldn't breathe. But then she wasn't talking Latin, but her voice changed. And then all of a sudden she's like, Paul, she goes, there's Lucifer. I said, well, show me where Lucifer is. And she goes, he's over there by the door. I said, well, turn your phone, show me. And I said, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. And all of a sudden she puts her phone away from her, and she is levitated off her bed.
Oh shit.
And I'm
That's
like,
scary. That gave me chills, bro.
Right?
That fucking gave me chills.
So I'm like,
shit.
what the heck? So she is levitating. So she goes levitation off the bed. She starts doing this, right? And her body starts doing this at the same time. And I'm like, so I'm reciting prayer. As I'm reciting prayer on a video call, it gets worse, and it gets worse, and it gets worse. And she's just like flipping back, man. And I'm like, then I stop, and then she just drops. Right? And then she tried to warn me, right?
Yeah.
So she was trying to warn me, and I'm like, whoa.
That's
so
scary.
I said, okay, we're giving it a break. We're going to go back to prayer right now, right? Just let her regain herself. Let her get back to her mental state of mind, everything. So then we go back to prayer. There she goes, levitating again. right? No doctors. I don't know how the facility is, but I'm gonna assume it's just a room, bed, a window, and a door, and that's it. And then maybe they make their rounds, so nobody can see what's going on. I don't know if they have cameras inside, but I'm seeing this through the phone, through a video call, and then there goes prayer again. She starts going crazy again, and then we give it a break after like 3 or 4 times, and I will say, okay, we'll continue tomorrow. By doing that, it mirrored back to me, and I couldn't sleep. I seen to this day I won't talk about it. Nobody knows what I've seen. I will never talk about it to anyone. Not even my wife knows what I've seen. But I seen the worst of the worst, man, and it just mirrored from doing that to me, and I couldn't sleep. I was just having the worst. I don't want to talk about it, but I was just having the worst, and I wouldn't wish it upon nobody or to see what I've seen to
So
this
when
day.
you say it got mirrored, it got like projected onto you, was
Projected,
it like
yeah,
the
like me
deity
and
that
you
she
right
was
now,
messing
yeah,
with came to you?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, it showed
Trauma.
me the worst of the worst, bro. Worst of the worst.
The worst of the worst of you or the worst of the
Just,
worst of?
just of the worst of. I haven't talked about it. I will never talk about it of what I see, man. Nobody knows to this day, but just the worst of the worst, man. And I don't wish it upon anybody for them to see it or ever see it or encounter anything that I've seen through that.
Man, that story gave me fucking goosebumps.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. That story was crazy. I wasn't ready for it. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was
That was
wild.
a
But
really
you
good
know what? You
story.
know what the best outcome is, though. The best thing that happened. She recovered, bro. She recovered.
Yeah.
She recovered, and she's with her family and kids because
Yeah, I've
now.
never heard of a case ending in like some see these things when you hit I would call that like rock fucking bottom because when that happens, I've never heard of somebody dying, but I've heard of somebody almost being worse off if they never hit that point
Mm-hmm.
because they just kind of stuck in this what's the word? It's like they're stuck in this zone right before they get in this obsession kind of zone right before it's possession.
Oh,
And in the
oppression.
obsession yeah, the obsession part
Yeah.
is when they're getting tormented and when they're getting like they're playing on their feelings and things like that, and they don't really know what's going on yet, but they know that
Mm-hmm.
something is off.
Yeah.
Right before the actual possession happens, you see a lot of people like not get to the actual possession and just get tormented for years and years and
Oh
years and
yeah.
be unhappy fucks for years, and
Oh
it's just
yeah.
sad.
I doubt with cases like that when it comes to the oppression stage, man, because it's all
Yeah,
mental. It starts becoming all
it
mental,
is.
right? And like they don't like this demonic, whoever like demonic spirit doesn't even need to take possession of these people because they're going to do it themselves through suicide, taking too much pills, overdosing, things like that. So they'll do it.
So
They'll
would
just
you
do it
call
themselves.
that when the doctor said that he thought that was she was having a mental illness, would you call it a mental illness or would you call it spiritual warfare?
Well, and now these days, because now we always have to like with everything going on now, and when we deal with these cases, we got to see that that mental side, and then we have to see if they're on drugs before because oppression. I mean, not oppression. Schizophrenic, bipolar, depression. People that are on medication, dealing with
What's schizophrenia though?
yeah, right, yeah, yeah,
Schizophrenia is somebody that they know that the voices in their head
right,
isn't theirs.
right,
They can acknowledge that.
right,
I know that the voice in my head is my voice. I don't have any third party voices in my head, but schizophrenics know that somebody else is in
oh,
there and
yes,
they know that they can't get them out.
right,
So they kind of it's like a psychosis that happens.
right.
But it's crazy. Like I tell you, I study this stuff. That's my major. I'm a psychology study,
That's
like a
so.
major in college.
We work.
Like I
We
love this
would
shit.
work great together, man.
I'm telling you, man, I could talk about this shit all day long. It's
Right.
so interesting because it's paranormal, right? It's
Right.
when the things that happen in the unknown
Hmm.
reach the physical world and they start affecting shit in our world. That's what magic is when supernatural things are able to be done by the physical person. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
ghost is somebody, it's like the Wi-Fi. You can't see them, you can go right through them.
Right.
That's why I feel like it's all connected because I've had experiences with, I don't know if you've had like UFO experiences,
I
but
have. I have.
but the same practices that I would use to conjure a spirit
Hmm.
is the same practices that I could use to conjure NHI
Yeah.
and bring them here in the physical.
Right.
So it's kind of, I feel like they're all kind of connected.
Definitely. Definitely. And then going back to when you said, is it more on the mental or the spiritual warfare? I believe it was more on the spiritual warfare where she got that oppression and possession because she was being left. She was being left by her husband and her kids. That was being all taken away. So it gave it the something demonic or something to make that entry point into her life.
Vulnerable. She was
It made
vulnerable
her,
as
yeah,
fuck, probably.
made her vulnerable, right, and
Yeah.
open. So yeah, I believe it was more spiritual and not spiritual warfare.
I think so too. I think it's a lot easier to get entry to something that's broken
Yes.
than to get entry to something that's whole, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So I think she had to have been broken. That's why
She
I
had to
always
be
ask
broken. Yeah,
people
because
because
her home was being broken. Her family was being broken. So
yeah.
and part
And
of
then
it.
you said that she was dabbling in witchcraft and all this other
Yeah,
shit. Like,
and I talked to her about it and stuff like that, and she admitted it. She was trying to practice and learn, get some abilities and do some stuff. And I said, you need to cut that. You need to just worry about your life, worry about your family, and things like that. Don't.
because it is
It is
dangerous.
dangerous
It's
if you don't know
like
what you're doing.
witchcraft and ghost hunting it goes hand in hand because
Mhm.
if you don't know what you're doing, when you start doing witchcraft, it's like you open yourself up. You don't you open yourself up to every kind of energy out there that's possible.
Right.
And it's just like a lot of people don't realize that. They think, "Oh, I'm just dabbling. I can do tarot. I can do a Ouija board there." You open yourself up to certain wavelengths, and if you're not ready for that, like, you gotta that's why I don't call, like, deities or
Mhm.
demons, like, bad. I don't think demons are I think a lot of them are fucking horrible, like, bad,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of them try to get you to think that they're
Yeah.
the worst thing. So it's like a mind thing, right? It's
Yeah.
like a psychological thing. They're not strong at all, but they want you to think they're the worst thing out there, so it fucks with you.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm noticing with deities, and that's why I don't work with deities
Right.
and things like that. It's just it's my practice is my validation, and it's like my own trial and error,
Right.
my own validation of like, oh, is spirit here? Okay, let me see if I can get evidence of that,
Yeah.
and then getting the evidence, and then it's just like, okay, and just it's when you realize you have extra roommates that aren't paying rent, and you're just like, okay, they're here, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man, for sure.
it's cool, man.
Yeah, but the outcome, same thing like we've always been talking about. The outcome is, she's better. She's out of that. She's out of
Yeah,
that mental home. She's out of that hospital, and she's with her family and her kids again.
that's amazing.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, man.
So you deal with a lot of possessions.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
That's
people
crazy.
too. A lot of people, dabble in dark stuff, and either being like we were talking about, your roommates. If they're a roommate in somebody's home, and they have a drug addiction, or they're doing something bad, or doing something they shouldn't be doing, and they leave that energy there, that imprint there, and now it's in the home, and it taints the home, and stuff like that. And our people, got young kids or teenagers dabbling in, you know, uh, what is it, Ouija boards and tarot. They don't know, they're opening up things that they don't know how to close, or they don't close out certain things, or put protection up. You know,
It's just divination.
yeah,
So
yeah,
with my practice, I don't use any specific divination. I don't use tarot
yeah,
or a Ouija. I have a Ouija boards just because they're cool. They're cool to collect and things like that. But it's not like a part of my practice. You know what I mean? It's
yes,
just like my practice. I use myself as the divination tool. So the medium. That's why I say anybody can be a medium.
hmm,
A medium is just somebody that's allowing spirit, like giving a spirit a head nod, like that.
yeah,
Like that, I got you, you got me. Like you can use me to communicate through me, and I can be the medium. But
right,
so that's why I say anybody can be a fucking medium, but it's just allowing yourself to be on wavelength and being okay with the consequences
right,
of it, and then, but if you're into this space, like you would know how to like have protection and how
Of
to like
course.
close these things, you know?
Oh, definitely. Of course. Definitely.
Yeah. Cause this, again, it's not anything to mess around with.
It's not, man. It's not for everybody. You know, you know, witchcraft, being an exorcist, doing paranormal, it's not meant for everybody. You know. So yeah, man. It's
It's
wild. It's
crazy.
wild. It's crazy for sure.
It's a crazy world we live in. And I think it's crazy. So I'm in psychology and I could be a parapsychologist with the track that I'm on. But what I'm trying to do is I want to write and publish and like research and study because right now science is finally taking the things that we're talking about right now seriously.
Oh yeah,
And it's crazy.
definitely.
So it's like right now, like 5 years ago, science didn't take it seriously. Like it was like you get laughed out of the room. Now you can get a PhD in spooky. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to do, you know? So it's like it's really interesting, like studying it academically, studying it in my everyday practice, and then having these conversations. It's kind of like my three things that kind of go hand in hand in hand.
Right.
That I get to study it, study it, study it. So I'm always
That's
this
all.
is my ecosystem, if you will. Like I'm always you might see my post on Instagram always I'll be like I'm spooky 24 like 7 or whatever like because I am. It's
You
just
are. That's
it's
you.
all of my friends are witches and psychics and paranormal investigators and you know, it's just it's interesting, but I haven't seen anything like super negative, you know.
Yeah.
And I have even talked to like Satanists and devil worship. I actually have talked to a couple of them, and even those guys are just like they look at it like how I said. It's like Jesus is a deity that you would worship and you would like devote yourself to. Like they
Right.
just pick a different deity.
Right.
They acknowledge Jesus, they acknowledge the other ones, but everybody has their own thing. But I don't have any deities.
Yeah.
But
Everybody has their own way of practicing and who they believe in and who they work with, and
yeah,
goes from there, man. Definitely.
it's so fascinating.
It is. It really is fascinating, and I enjoy it. I love doing what I do, and and I just want to help as much people as I can if I can, man. you know.
What do you have planned up for this year?
This year, we're going to try to get out to a couple of investigations we're looking into. We are collabing with a bunch of different, content creators, paranormal teams that are coming out to the haunted thrift store and museum, working with them. And what else? We got the Spooktacular Festival, September 27th. We got that going. So, which we put on for the community. And it's a free event. It's all about the community and stuff like that. Everything goes back into, the venue, drinks and stuff like that for the, guest speakers that we have come out to, teach and show how their devices work and so on like that, and it's just a big old outdoor indoor event. So we got that coming up. We got our 10-year anniversary for our thrift store here, so we're going to put together a little something like that in April. But just man, just keep pushing and doing what we're doing. Just trying to get out there and teach and help families and just grow, man, and learn. I'm learning every day. So my thing is just learning every day this year and just keep going, man. Just that's all. That's pretty much it.
I love that. I love that. And that's super cool. I think you're gonna have a pretty cool year. I'm excited to follow your journey, and I've been following you for a little bit, and
I
I'm like, this
appreciate
dude
that.
is always posting cool shit. So I'm like,
I try, man.
I was super excited to talk to you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. And I try to get on there on social media, but I work a regular job as well. So the time I get home, I'm a couch potato, man. I just want to just chill, but at the same time, I
Yeah,
got so much to do and things like that, and I want to interact with so many people, so many content creators, and just I don't want to leave nobody behind. I try to like send them a message and just like reach out to them and stuff like that. But like, hey, this guy's cool. He hit me back up. He didn't wait like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or whatever to get back to me and
yeah,
stuff like that. I try to interact with everybody. And before I wasn't a talker, man. I mean, I was just like behind the scenes. I was camera shy. I didn't,
same.
But now I'm just out there. I won't shut up. So
Yeah,
I just go, man. So because I enjoy it and I love what I do.
but that's your thing. So that's why I always tell people, like, you found your thing that, like, gives you that little glimmer in your eye, right? A
Yes,
lot
yes,
people will go their whole lives and never
and
find that
never
thing.
find it, man, and never find it.
So you and I have, like, we found our thing, but, like, so
Yeah,
many people, I feel so bad, I'm just like, you could just tell, like, a miserable soul. You're just like, "Man,
yeah.
you just never found your thing," and it's sad, but that's really cool. I'm glad that you found your thing and you found your purpose. Like, you found a mission, you found something that brings you joy and something
Yeah, it
that
brings me joy.
is, like, genuine, right?
Right, right, definitely. But yeah, I'm trying to, I got so much, footage, so much stuff that I can post on Instagram, and I just got to find that time. And I got so much, man, and I'll put it up there and things like that, and put a fire under my own butt to do stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for supporting us, and thanks for the follow and stuff like that, and having me on here as well, man. That's great chatting with you.
Oh, no worries, man. I'm still thinking about that lady that you said that because
Oh
that
man,
story went 0 to 100. You said she
yeah.
put the phone down and
I mean,
you
that
look
that was
she was
wild, man.
levitating. That gave me fucking goosebumps, man. What the hell?
Yeah, that was wild. That was a crazy case. My first one was. I don't know if we have time or how much time we have here, but
Oh, I ain't got nothing but time,
all
man.
right. So the first one was supposed to be just an investigation, right? And we get to the house and we set up REM pods, and so she had a roommate, and the energy was just so high there, just heavy, dark, and we're like something's not right here in this house. And we set up two REM pods at each end of the nightstands. Once we turn them on, they get settled and get adjusted. They're just going off like crazy. There's this like back and forth
Mhm.
at the same time, and we're like, what the heck? So then, we're just taking a tour in the room. We just hear REM pods going on. We're like live on TikTok and all that good stuff. So we're just showing the viewers, and we take a break. We go to this room, go to that room, and then you just hear REM pods just going off. And we're like, okay, there's nothing, no outlets, nothing going on that would cause any frequency or anything in this room for those to be going off like that. No computers, no laptops, nothing. So then myself was in the room while the client was in another room, and my daughter was in the room with me, and another the client's family member, his daughter was in there, and all of a sudden there's a mirror, and I said, and the room just got pitch dark black, and the two REM pods just went straight to like a dark red. So you feel the room just drop, right? And the
And I
energy.
think that's the tone of the REM pod where it's like a right?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
man. So the
Scary.
room just drops and it's just pitch dark, and the REM pods just, like you said, red. And my daughter's standing over here, the other girl's standing over there, and I'm by the mirror. And I said, "Get out now," because it was about to show itself through that mirror. And I'm just waiting for that door to close, slam
Mhm.
shut, right? And I said, "Get out now!" I'm getting the chills from this one. Gives me the chills
Mhm.
every single time. So they get out. I'm watching as I'm stepping back, coming around the bed, going out, and then we're like taking a break. We're like breathing, like what do we just experience right now, right? So we're there, big property, and we're just going around, and the client comes around the corner with the machete, and we're like, what the heck? So we're like telling the client's relative, "Hey, get that away from her. Go put it away." So then
Yeah.
we're like, "What possessed her to go grab
Like,
that?
that's not normal, right?
That's not normal, right?"
Yeah.
But at the same time, as now we're in the room sitting in the table, the client keeps going, getting back drawn to that room. We were like, "Hey, come back," and then she's going back. Come back, no, come this way. She's going back, right? So like, what the heck? So time, I don't know what time it was, but I wasn't gonna say like within 16 hours or hours. I go to work and I get this phone call. We need you to come to the house now. And I go home, and I'm not even ordained yet. I'm not even ordained to be, and I'm not even an exorcist yet, right? And the classes, the schooling, and all that, and and stuff like that. So I go home. I grab the biggest crucifix I can at home.
Mhm.
I grab my prayer book, and I'm in work clothes, you know. So then I go and I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, "She's in the room." So they start, doing the Palo Santo. They start clearing the energy. She looked like she was on her deathbed, right? So I don't call it a demonic possession. I'd like to call it an energy possession, where
Mm-hmm.
the energy of the home used her to, drain that energy used to drain her. It
Yeah.
didn't. She was. You give her one more hour, it looked like she was gonna start to
It was
flatline.
like her battery was out, right?
Her battery was out. So
Yeah.
I like, oh my gosh. So I'm giving them like things to do. They're going around, using the Palo Santo, clearing the room, saying prayers with me. I'm over there, right over her with this big old crucifix, reciting prayers. Right, we're video recording it, so we got the recorder going. So I'm over there, prayer, and they're cleansing, and laying my hand over her. I got the crucifix like this, and she's trying to recite prayers. I mean, she couldn't even speak. She was dehydrated. She was purple, and her. I mean, just like she was all bruised, and it was just she was just deteriorating.
It was like she was sick, like she had
Yeah,
like a bug, like she was bedridden, right?
right. So
Just
then
drained.
she was
Oh
just
my god.
drained. So I don't know how many hours or how long it was into, because I was just prayer repeating over and over and over and over, just holding this crucifix in this lame hand and just over and over, and it broke. She got her color back. She sat up. She drank some water. She was hungry. We gave her some soup. It's a little start getting up, little process, and she came into the living room with us, and she started looking herself again, started walking on her own, and 2 days later she was on vacation.
Wow.
And we
Probably posted selfies to Instagram and shit. That's crazy.
right. But she don't remember a thing, because we ran
Wow.
myself and my wife ran into her at the store, like, "Hey, we remember me?" And she's like, "No." She don't remember anything that happened in that home.
Okay, so what was her situation? Was there drugs, alcohol? How was
No.
her life before
So,
that? Was she
so her life
sick at
before,
all?
she lived by herself, but her husband did pass away in the home, which she had his chair still. She had like a little like altar of him, like a little
Yeah, like a shrine.
remembrance shrine, yeah. But it was the person that she had of a roommate in that room, that
Uh-huh.
where everything took place, and that
And a
energy,
bad person will bring that energy, and it's like
and that
bacteria
bad
that shit'll
person brought that.
multiply. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what happened. That energy just, I don't know, by doing that investigation, if it stirred it up and
It just
pissed it
triggers
off,
some things are
something triggered
triggers.
it and affected her,
I
right?
think the same way that we get sick physically, like what makes us get sick physically is a trigger, right? Something in the air, like it's a weird temperature, like it goes hot to cold too quick, and that triggers us to catch a cold real quick.
Yeah.
I think the same way, like spirit might be able to like trigger something in us and make us like ill or
But-
possessed or
right.
you know. Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. But another thing, she was great. 2 days later, she was on vacation. Uh, Followed up with her about a year ago or something like that. Ran into her or something like that, and she ended up moving and stuff like that, and moved out of that house, and probably got rid of some stuff and just moved in with some other family members.
Wow. So I think you should go on a lot more podcasts, man. I think like what the hell? Because like it's crazy. I bet you have so many stories like those kind of
I have a lot of
possessions.
stories, man. I have a lot of stories. A lot, we keep because of the names. I try to like catch myself and not mention names, things and certain, because of viewers and
But you
that
never
might
hear
watch
those kind of
this.
stories. You hear about ghost huntings,
Yeah,
like ghost hunts and things like that, and people claiming all day long that it's a demon, but
yeah.
it's usually not. It's usually something else, you
It's usually
know.
something else. Yeah,
And it's usually something else if it's not them fucking faking it, you know.
yeah.
But you're completely different. You're like dealing with the real shit.
We're dealing with the real stuff, and we don't like to edit anything. We don't like to, whatever we do, we like to keep it straight raw. We like to show, like our viewers, our clients, and whatever we do. like all the behind the scenes stuff, like all the TV shows don't show you the setting up of the equipment, how long it takes, going out setting up these devices, explaining the devices as why we when we are putting them out, what we're planning to do with them, and what we plan to uh, catch or see from these devices.
Mhm.
And that's what basically what we do is, you know, we let them know like, hey, it's not all just like what you think you see on, you know, Ghost Adventures or all the Ghost Hunters and all these other shows that they don't show you. That will show you, like, we'll sit there for 10 overnight all day long, 2 days straight, and you won't catch nothing. You might just
Yeah.
get a little, and that's it for 12 hours. you know,
Mhm.
it is. It's not up to us. For them, it's them.
Exactly.
It's all them. So like we can sit there and ask, can you light the cat ball? Can you do this? Can you get close to this? But they won't do nothing. But then you can walk away to another room, and then you'll get the cat ball to go off. Maybe they didn't want your
Mhm.
presence there. Maybe your energy they didn't like, and
Yeah.
or something. So,
That's my
but
theory.
yeah,
I think
we
it's
like to
all
keep
with ghosts
everything
and
involved, man.
spirits. I
Yeah.
think it's
So
all with them. I think it's all energy exchanges. I think
it's
that's
all
their
energy
currency.
exchanging. Yeah, you come up with a messed up attitude or some crazy energy and stuff like that. Either
Yeah.
you're going to get attacked because the way your energy is of your cocky attitude, or you come in all angry or something like that. But if you come in positive, hey, we're not here to harm you. We come here with full respect. We just want to, communicate with you guys. Can you touch this device for us, please? And that's what we do. If it makes noise, we let the spirits know, or whatever, is haunting the place or whatever. We're like, hey, you get close to this, this is what it's going to do. It's going to make all the colors go off. It's going to make a sound. So don't be scared of it, like they are scared or something, but you never know.
Mhm.
But we explain, to the spirits or whatever we're working with, what that device is going to do.
Yeah. And that's really cool. I think that's super important too. Uh,
Yeah.
to explain that to the people, like the humans,
The
as well
people.
as to the
Yeah.
spirits, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Because
But
like
yeah.
with spirit, like I feel like with spirit, you can ghost hunt a bunch of different ways, but
Mhm.
when you like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like they want to show themselves, and I feel like sometimes they don't.
I totally agree.
But I feel like it's all has to do like when you're explaining to the people, to the humans, I feel like it's also important to explain to them like go in there with like it's one thing. Like I said, this is the one community where you can't bullshit anybody. You can't bullshit yourself. You can't bullshit
Hmm.
spirit because they see right through it.
Yeah.
So like when you explain to the people, maybe say like go into it with the right intention, like not saying the right words, but like go into it with the thing that's behind the words,
Yeah.
because words can be hollow, but what you actually mean, like genuinely, when you go in there, like that's that's the work that I think will get a lot of people some really good results.
For sure. Definitely.
Just like being I wouldn't even say just being like have like a good mindset. I would just say be open-minded because
Mhm.
people claim they're open-minded all day long, but they're really
Right.
not.
Yeah.
And that's just a shadow work thing that they got to work on or they won't. But,
Exactly.
you know, but I think that's really cool that you educate and you talk to people and that's really cool.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Definitely Nesper like Warren occult vibes.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
Definitely. Thank
But
you, man.
it's you're different because you guys deal with the demonic, and that's different. Like again, you would if it were any other community, you would like if it was the car community, you could see right through the bullshit. And you could get
Oh yeah.
away with bullshitting somebody, but with this community, you can't. So when you're telling me these stories and you're saying like all the mundane things,
Mhm.
see when you're faking something or something's like that, like
Yeah.
you're not gonna think to fake the like oh, I twisted the doorknob to the left instead of to the right, just because
Right.
that doesn't matter to most people. But when you're telling a story,
Yeah.
that's how I know you're like genuine, you're authentic. That's why I think you should definitely go on a lot more podcasts, and I could definitely recommend you a good like 20 other podcasts. You should share your story because
I
that's so
appreciate
cool,
that,
man.
man. Yeah, I'm open to it, man. Yeah, definitely. I really, really appreciate that. That'd be awesome.
It's important. These stories people need to hear. Like it's real. I think that's people need to come to that understanding. Like, it's not all woo woo. It's not all evil, and it's all real.
It's all real, and it's all real. And here's the first. Here's another good one that just happened about 2 months ago. So, dealing, in the work that I do, and especially with between me and my wife, it'll try to like cause fights, it'll cause separation, it'll cause different random things. So I had a dream. I was in a dream that I was cheating on my wife with different random girls, right?
Mhm.
Then all of a sudden, I became possessed in my dream. This is the first time that I became possessed in a dream.
Okay.
That I was the one possessed. Not usually my possession dreams are where I'm trying to go help a family or somebody is possessed that I see in these dreams.
Mhm.
So I actually got possessed and I started attacking my wife in my dream. I don't know what the cheating was for or what, if it was what all that was about, right? Or how
Yeah.
that plays into me becoming possessed. Maybe it's like the lust demon or something,
Yeah.
you know? So I started attacking her and I grabbed her. And all I remember is I pull her down on some stairs. And there's this guy that comes and runs and grabs me and hits me in the head right here.
Mhm.
Well, I woke up from that dream still possessed. And I felt the hit on my head.
Like, it was sore?
It was sore. So
Oh.
I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah, that would've threw me all the way off.
right? But I was like, what the heck? So I woke up with that hit and I felt it because I touched it and I'm feeling it. It's the soreness. But I woke up possessed. So I woke up angry. And we were traveling because we go to Laughlin a lot. And we like to hit all
Bullhead
the
City?
thrift. I'm sorry?
Bullhead City?
We go to Bullhead, yeah, in Kingman.
I go there a lot too to jet ski.
So yeah, we've been going like every weekend. We've been going
We
like
probably pass
yeah,
each other out, that's too funny.
right. So we go, and we take a friend with us to get him out. He lives in Big Bear. He has a haunted museum as well. So we took him with us. But the funny thing, or the weird thing was, I'm talking to him normal, but I'm so aggressive and mean to her the whole trip. The whole trip.
So you're still possessed, but subconsciously, so you're not even, like, clocking it that you're possessed yet.
Right, exactly.
That's fucking
So,
wild.
and like I told you, I keep my holy water with me all the time, right? So as we were going into Laughlin, we get into Laughlin, we hit the first thrift store, but I'm talking to my buddy perfectly fine. But I don't mention anything to her. I don't say anything to her. I'm just giving her the evilest looks, right? And stuff like that. And she's trying to talk to me and I just shine her on. And she's probably like, well, what the heck? What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with him? So I'm going. So then I finally, I'm constantly doing this on the way over there, and it's not breaking. I'm still mad, right? So I'm like, what the heck? But and then I usually I recite prayer and I'm good, but I didn't recite prayer. But I go to this first, and so then we get to the first thrift store. I get out of the car and I was like, I don't want to effing be here. I'm just cussing and screaming and yelling. And she goes into the thrift store and I'm like, I'm gonna wait out here. I'm gonna wait in the car. And then they go inside, they do their thing, and I'm just straight ignoring her through the whole trip. We finally get to Kingman. We hit this thrift store, but I'm fine with everybody else. Talking to the owner, talking to other customers, all good stuff like that. But I'm just mad at her. And right, uh, so then she's like, she was not feeling good. She started not feeling good, and then I think it was because I was stressing her out, right? And then she started getting pains and cramps and things. I'm like, what's wrong? Like, but I don't tell her like, what's wrong, baby? I'm like, what's wrong? I'm mad. So she's like, you're stressing me out. I don't feel good. And I was like, well, go sit in the car then, right? So then I still want to look around the thrift store, right? So I seen that she was just feeling good and stuff like that, and my mind was being here, under this possession, stage, and and then my mind was still like worried about her. So my mind, no, I was still there, but still being attacked. And then I'm like, "What's wrong?" She goes, I don't feel good. You're stressing me out and stuff like that. And this right when I heard that, that's when everything broke, because I was like more worried now about her, concerned about her, and what I was doing, and making things happen. Her not feeling good, and not enjoying her vacation. She calls it her little vacation and stuff like that. So then I just started reciting prayer, started like rebuking it for myself, and spraying holy water. I think I wasted the whole bottle on that trip, and I was back to my normal self. I was good again. Apologizing to her. Let's make the best trip. Let's start over. And I'm sorry and stuff like that. So that was a wild one, man. That was the first time for that one.
Again, that's like another instance of a demon trying to work through you to invoke his will on the physical world. He was working through you to make something change in the physical world. It's like they want to be in the physical world so bad,
So
but
bad. But
they
it's like,
can't. So they're like, okay, I gotta jump through all these hoops and make him pissed off to where he starts, this, blah, blah, like, you
yeah.
know, it's crazy. Like, there's so many correlations with demons. Like, they do the same thing every
Oh,
single time, and they think it
yeah.
works.
Yeah. So
But you're privy to that, so that's so cool that that's growth that you can, one, acknowledge that, and then two, be like, okay, yeah, I was mad, but it wasn't because I was mad at something in the physical. It was something
right.
affecting me, and then that's so cool.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that was my most recent one, a couple months ago, like 2 months ago.
Really? Wow. So you're still getting possessions.
Still getting possession. I haven't had a dream in a while of any
So
possession,
why
but
do you
that was
think
the
that
last one.
is? Because what I found is when I close myself off, I'm like closed off. Like nothing can get through, not even if they tried. So why do you think you're still? Because if it seems like you're still open.
I'm still open. I'm the Exorcist, man.
Yeah.
I got it right there. I'm the Exorcist.
Yeah. That's crazy. So you've got to
Yeah,
just keep it open. That's wild.
doing the kind of work that I do, man. They're gonna try to get to me, take me out, do whatever they can to where I'm not gonna be able to want to help people no more. And that's I think their goal is to where I'm gonna want to quit. You know. So
Have
like
you
I
seen
just
any positive? Have you seen anything positive happen with demons? I know that's kind
positive,
of a weird question, but it's
positive.
definitely it's the other side of the coin as well.
Yeah, positive. I mean, I know, man. You know what? No, I cannot say I have, but and I'm working
I
on
can
it.
tell you a positive thing that you may have not even thought about, but it's just a paradigm thing. You're looking at it like demons are glass half empty. I'm looking at it demons are glass half full or
Right,
glass half empty. But I think a positive that you could take from it is you seem very like self-aware. And I don't think you would have gotten to that self-awareness as if demons didn't come into your life and they didn't affect you in any kind of
right.
way. So you have a certain level of like in witchcraft it's called shadow work. When you look at yourself to like look outward. So when you take care of yourself to like be a better person pretty much. So
Yeah,
you're looking at it's a psychology thing. You're looking at all
yeah,
the things that happen in your life. You're analyzing them. You're saying, why did they happen? What was the result? And then like kind of like picking it apart to kind of like see why it happened. So I think
yeah.
that's a positive thing for you because you like overanalyze these things and you
Right.
have really gotten to know yourself through
Yeah,
demons. So
through
I think that's a
demons. Yeah,
positive. I think that's a positive.
that's good, man. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I believe that. And maybe I see. Maybe it does. Maybe I have seen it, but I just haven't acknowledged it. But like you said, yeah, that too. And I'm just maybe trying to look for it or something like that because in my morning prayers every day, I pray for the devil. I include him in my prayer. I ask God to forgive him for his sins every day. But maybe I'm just waiting to see it and stuff like that, or see if anything like that. And I know it possibly it might not happen. It's not going to happen, but you never know. I'm still not gonna stop praying for him.
Yeah, but that just shows again, it's growth. It's you've
It's
gotten
good.
to a certain point in your life that so many people will go their whole lives and never even scratch the surface of that level of self-awareness.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you've gotten to that level of like it's not even like growth, it's just like acknowledgement of like I know that this is real and I know that I am this way because of it. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it
yeah.
affects you and it's affected your whole life. It's like
It's affected
you're
my
doing
whole life.
something really cool, man. It's crazy.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's amazing to see, man. It's amazing to see. So, do you have any closing remarks? We've been going for a little while now. We're about to hit 100 minutes.
I know, right? I know she's probably waiting for me and stuff like that. But for closing remarks, man, I mean, just to like everybody that's viewing, just protection, faith, and just take precautions of doing what you're doing and stuff like that because it ain't for everybody. It could be dangerous. And then I just appreciate everybody that that's been reaching out to us and everybody that we've been collabing with and getting to know. We thank you and stuff like that from the bottom of our hearts. And everybody that's been to the shop, especially you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate you having me on the show, and love definitely want to work with you and get to talk to you more and get to know you more and stuff like that. And I think we can do some great things. And make sure you check out Paranormal 24/7. Make sure you check out They Stay With You, and you can see all our hauntings and experiences that happen throughout the years here. And thank you everybody for believing in us.
I love that. And it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year for everybody. It's the year of the fire horse. It's year of
It is.
not like hesitating on anything. If you have an inkling for something, go for it. Like that's your sign.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think this year
Definitely.
is going to be great for everybody.
It is. I mean, we already seen it. We already felt, as the year started, a lot of things, a lot of doors has opened up. A lot of things have changed. A lot of the negative stuff we've seen fade away, get pushed out, and put different people in our paths and close out all those other ones. We've seen it. I mean, we've seen it. We experienced already. So, yes, I totally agree. This is the year. It's been a great year for many people. And I've seen it. I hear it. I see people posting it. I see people talking about it. So right now, 2026 has been great for many of us.
I love that. And I think it's going to be a prosperous year for everybody, honestly.
Definitely.
But I was going to ask, we should do this again sometime in the future just because I feel like you have a lot of stories and
If we had the time and it allowed us, we can go on all night.
I know, dude, you got a lot of stories. We'll definitely we'll end up doing this again because I
Yeah,
love your
let's do
stories.
it again, man. I'll be happy to come back on. And yeah, I got stories, and my wife got some stories as well. So maybe we can, both be joined together on that, and talk about some of her experiences and how it, things affected her life, and the shop and our relationship of what I do and stuff like
I
that
think
as
it's
well.
important, like, people hear these stories because, like, it's like, 1, it's relatable. People, like, jive with things that are relatable in their lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You see it just like I do. There's not a lot of people that look like us in this space, so I think, 1,
yeah,
representation matters, you gotta put up for those that aren't doing, like, the content like we are.
right.
But also, like, you have such a unique story, like, I'm definitely gonna give you a bunch of other podcasts to go on. Because I
Appreciate it.
think your story is important to get out there.
Thank you so much.
It
Appreciate
sounds like it could be a movie, dude, like, it sounds crazy.
well, yeah, we can make a movie. Like I said, I'm going to work on a book called The Exorcisms and the Demonic. And as being Paranormal 24/7,
Are you gonna
we're working
self-publish?
self-published. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Okay.
talking with a buddy of mine who does self-publishing. He wrote a few books and stuff like that, and did some self-publishing. And he's working with me on down the line of getting it what I should do and stuff like that, and how to do it and things like that. He said just basically just start just writing it. Don't worry about anything
Yeah.
else. Just write it. So
Mhm.
definitely working on that. Speaking of movie, I got to talk to other filmmakers and stuff like that to do short films, but we're gonna try to put out a movie soon, a little short film out here where we live. So either most likely we'll probably do it in Amway, California, which is probably like an hour away from us, or maybe do like the short film here at the shop and do like a little horror film.
That'd be really cool. I'd
Yeah.
watch that. That'd be
But as
cool.
far as my life, I know you said it. I know we could probably make a movie out of it. Hey, you never know, right? You never
I
know.
was just thinking like that first story where you told me with the girl, she dropped her phone and then she started levitating. I'm like, if you could just make that into a 30-minute like
Sure.
dramatized short film, like that would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be wild, man. That'd be crazy. So
And
you
that would
never
be
know.
a really cool way for you to show like what actually happens. Like you said, it's in the movies, exorcists happen a certain way, but then in real life, that
Right.
parallel can also happen when shit actually hits the fan like that. And when like you said, she was trying to warn you. She was trying to be like, "Hey, this motherfucker's over here. He's about to
He
take
told
me."
you.
And then you're like, "What? What? What?" And then she drops her phone, and then now she's
Yeah.
levitating.
It
It's
was just spot
like
on, man.
that would be a
Yeah.
really cool way for you to like get people to see what you saw through that. Like that would be cool.
Through that, yeah, because I know, like, we see it in movies and stuff like that, and everything. I'm like, well, does that really happen? Do they really,
Does and more.
stuff like that? But yeah, it actually, for firsthand seeing it, it does. I could, verify and say, yeah, your head does spin. Yeah, your body, because
It does
it takes over
contort,
your
and you
body.
do break
You do
bones,
break bones. You do, bend backwards. You do get and encounter these supernatural powers. And stuff like that. It also all depends what the demon wants to do with you. I mean, what's
and
going
there's
on?
nothing in modern science that says, "Hey, if I catch this disease, I'm gonna contort my." There's nothing in science at all that would make it to be anything that would be ordinary. It's
Right.
all paranormal.
Yeah, it is. It really
That's
is,
cool.
man.
I think we should end it on that.
There we go. We'll end it there.
I appreciate you coming on, Paul.
I appreciate you too, and thank you for having me. It was a great show, man. I'm
Of
super
course, man.
excited.
We'll definitely have to do this again soon. One
Let's
more
do it
time, what's your
again, man. Let's
Instagram?
reach
It'll be
out
in the
to everyone.
bio,
Let's
but
do it
just
again.
so the people know
Yeah, for sure. On which one? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last one.
on your Instagram.
Paranormal
Shout out your
24/7.
Instagram one last time. It'll be in the bio though.
My Instagram is Paranormal 24/7.
Cool. That's where everybody can find you. And because I'm telling you, everybody's gonna want to hear your story you're like going on. So I just want everybody to know where they can find you.
Oh yeah,
All
you can
right.
find me on YouTube, Paranormal 24/7, Instagram, Facebook. Everything's Paranormal 24/7.
Awesome. Sounds good, man. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your night. This is season 2, episode 5. Take it easy.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Have a good night.